Well, hey everybody, welcome back. Might ask, what are we doing in the garage? Well, I'm gonna be moving my layout soon, and I've shown a track plan in the past for what the plan is out here, but I wanted to kind of show you guys what's going on. So I've cleaned out the garage. Obviously, a bunch of stuff that used to be up on those shelves is now gone, and I've moved a few other things around into place for the layout to be situated above those cube-shaped shelves there and that little counter in the corner. And just wanted to give y'all a look around. So we've done a lot of cleaning, and I've painted out here. And yes, that's an air conditioning unit that's running. More on that later, but it's absolutely necessary here in Richmond, Virginia. It's way too hot in the garage for me to be out here otherwise. And I've got some space heaters up there for the winter, because we'll need that too. The walls are insulated, and so it's just kind of panning around. So that's the door into my house there. So on the track plan, and I'll perhaps put it up on the screen here to show what I'm talking about, but from the bottom of these steps, kind of along this wall, over to a pedestrian door that goes outside over there, that's kind of part of my NoGo space. And as I pan around this way, I've also got a utility sink here and a couple of refrigerators. I'm trying to sell the Coke fridge. I want that out of here. But the other fridge, you know, we keep food in there and frosty beverages in there. I want to take that and slide it down next to the utility sink. And this forms the rest of the sort of NoGo space coming off the bottom of the stairs, access to that and that. But the whole rest of this space, which is 21 by 21 in total, more like 17 by 17 when I take the NoGo space out, is where the layout's gonna go. So I'll go over here, kind of start in this corner. Where that white fridge is, that's moving that way. So it's gonna give me about a 7-foot space down here. That's where I'm gonna put my workbench. The layout will go above it. I'm gonna do it higher, maybe just below the level of that window there. But this long wall here is gonna be where South Yard goes. I'm gonna move the majority of the yard, and it's gonna be somewhat to this end. And that will give me room to actually extend it on this end. Most of the dead end stub tracks are open on that side. So I'll be able to extend those. And then that part I'm gonna just mount to the wall. Just like I have it upstairs, mount it to the wall. With those big heavy angle brackets. And that's gonna be the first thing I do. And I'm gonna be working on that part for a while. And I'll get into the phases and stuff and the plans with how I want to do this here also in this video. But if this is the yard and we're coming out of the yard this way, you may know that creek scene I have. It's kind of, about 6 feet long, trees along the back, the teddy bear fur field, and a creek, and nothing else going on. That's going to be here and go to about there. And I'm actually going to make a second module, not with a creek, but something similar, open, and that will go from about there, to about there. And that will have a new turnout going over into Manchester, which will come off the bench work this way and head kind of along this NoGo space, perpendicular to the wall. And that will be Manchester. And my existing Manchester module is going to sit more this way, and that's going to give me room to extend Manchester ahead of what I have currently, so to the left, sort of from here to the edge of the scenery there. And that'll be, so the country sort of scene will be doubled in length, Manchester will be doubled in length, and I'll add some more switching industries and stuff. And just like now, as that creek scene comes off this way, it's gonna loop around behind the backdrop that is Manchester, and that's gonna be staging. And it's gonna be a bigger staging yard, and I've shown that in another video. So staging will come over here, and it's going to be double-ended, and it'll angle with enough space between the edge of staging and the bottom of those stairs. And it will loop back around into this area onto a peninsula this way. So there'll be a peninsula that comes out into this part of the room with the main line on the outside coming out of staging there. The main line will loop around, come back around. Now I'm coming back off the peninsula towards the wall. There'll be, a very narrow shelf above my workbench, probably with a backdrop, but nothing going on there. And come back around into the yard over here, much like it is today. But that peninsula is gonna allow me to do a heck of a lot more. Peninsula is gonna be right in the middle of the room, this way, looping back towards us. Inside the main line there, I'm gonna have a much more extended Deepwater terminal. A lot more switching interest than what I was able to fit upstairs. So that's the way the plan's gonna fit in the room. I'm gonna do it a little bit higher. So the thing, currently it's way low because I have knee walls up in the bonus room. But down here, I've got very tall ceilings. So I'm gonna bring it up a little higher, maybe chest high, kind of along the bottom of that window. Which brings me to that air conditioning unit, which is definitely gonna be an issue. Trying to figure out how to solve it. It sticks out a little bit into the space, so I wouldn't be able to put my modules and backdrop as far up against the wall as I want to. And also, like, these are vents. There's cold air blasting out of right there. And so I want that to be out into the room, not into the back of the layout and reflected back outside. So I'm thinking of either building or moving that shelf that I made above the yard upstairs and mounting it in the wall here at just the right height to put it in the top of the window instead of the bottom. So that's what I'm kind of playing with, and the unit would kind of rest on the shelf instead of the windowsill. So I'm thinking about that. That's the first thing I need to tackle down here to be able to get everything in. I want to start with the yard, and then I will move to that area over there, the scene there. So install the yard that I have, extension, the creek, incorporate the existing creek scene, and then extend that. After that, I'll do Manchester and staging, and the very last thing I'll do is the peninsula in the middle of the room. So that's what things are looking like out here. And that's kind of my plan. I think that's gonna keep me busy for a long time. But I'm excited for the new space. I'm not that excited about having to do bench work again. I'm gonna incorporate most of what I have, which was built in such a way that I can move it. I'm not saying it won't be damaged, and the backdrops probably won't align correctly and stuff. So there's gonna be significant rework to do, but big chunks of the existing layout will be incorporated down here, which will give me a bit of a head start. So that's where the channel's gonna be headed for the next, I don't know, months, probably years. So that's what we're doing. And there's a lot of stuff going on out here to clean up and paint and stuff, and I realized that that's not very exciting. So I didn't spend any time really showing any of that. And I've been doing little projects on the workbench and stuff to keep me occupied and moving things forward for the layout while this was being worked on down here. So it's to a point where I thought it was worth showing again. So I'll stop this here. Hopefully be moving some stuff here real soon. Got to solve the AC problem first. That's my first thing to tackle. But anyway, I'll stop the video here. I hope y'all are all well and safe, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.